Welcome to the feature table of the High Roller event. This is a 1 lakh rupee buy-in event. We are playing a 1.5 guaranteed. This is the feature table. We have some notables on the table. Kunal Khemu, our celebrity player, is also playing this event. Joining me shortly is Aditya Vadvani. He's just getting mic'd.
Check. Round.
We are joining the action
First.
on this three-handed pot.
Check.
None of the players
Right, what's up, Richard? Some nice hands I'm looking at.
have nice hands, and
No
Kunal
one's got
Khemu
anything.
Kunal Khemu just picked up an open-ender.
14,000.
Yeah, with the worst hand in the best shape. Not bad.
4.
Puts in some chips. Gets a call by the ace king of Dhruv Vikram.
Up.
It's a little bit sticky. Not advisable to get married to ace king. Only ace high. But
He has the best hand.
he does have the best hand at the moment, but Kunal might well fire this. There's no reason for him not to. Mind you,
25,000.
Vikram does have a bit of showdown, but I mean, not really at this point. The way it's sort of run out, and there you go, snap fold there. Points for trying, Vikram. Points
Nice
for
hand by
trying.
Kunal Khemu, picking up the first hand of the stream, adding 36,000 to his stack. Never seen Kunal play, although he's been very active on the scene. He's been, I mean, I've seen him at the IPC event for sure. He was here in the September edition as well.
Yeah, good energy out there. There's a lot of notable names out in the rest of the field. You can actually see Kunal Patni just on the side of that Big Daddy sign there
blind.
in the background,
Big blind.
folding kings.
This is our feature table. Vivek Rugani leading with
4.
more than 400,000 chips.
Yeah, he's gonna want to win something today after I beat his butt in FIFA. So, what's up? What's
Yeah.
up, guys?
What's up, guys?
I put a jacket on for you. Look how formal I am. Well, I have to hide this because the production team, they're like, we want everything to be perfect, so they don't like it when I let the
8,000.
microphone just hang out
And
all
you're
willy
just doing to mess with them.
Anything I do it to mess with them keeps my life happy. Right then, Rogani getting a little tricksy there. Suited connectors, but on the lower end, opening up the action from the hijack. Fanindra Akina, who's been doing really well recently in tournaments all across the board. Let's see if he wants to defend this,
4. Hands up.
and he does. Everyone's pretty deep, of course, right now. It is the high roller after all. A lot of stacks in play. Khemu is caught
Yep.
bottom pair. Rugani's got position and a gut shot to the bottom end straight, but I think he might just c-bet this,
Raise.
given that
11,000.
not really too keen on just checking this down and taking it
It's
to
also
showdown.
a good board for him to bet. It's quite dry.
Yeah, the queen hits his range.
Yes. And he does have a little bit of equity. He requires the 5 to make a straight.
Indeed. Although after he's been called
Check.
from Kunal, he might just slow down.
Check.
Let's see if Vivek decides to fire another one.
He checks.
There he is in your picture right now. He does check a deuce on the river.
The deuce of diamonds actually makes it difficult for Vivek to fire.
Yeah, it's better,
Raise
and I like
17,000.
it. Kunal leads out. That's interesting.
I really like the way Kunal is playing.
Yeah, for sure. It's,
He's
it's definitely going to work.
He's repping the flush. He's being aggressive. And,
Yeah, the check call line that he kind of takes, and then check on the turn. It looks a lot like a flush. Rugani will know that because he understands ranges and things. Kunal actually just had 6 pairs, so hats off to him. Well played. Takes it down.
yeah, I see Goendi as well in the background.
There is Goendi, that's right. Sitting next to Patni is Goendi. He's abandoned us for the high life, for the high roller life. He's got a good stack out there, by the
He's got a
way.
good stack. And I think his speciality is the high roller. He likes the deep stack format, and he usually does extremely well. I think he also made a final table at the BPT. So
Vikram limping UTG 9-4 suited, unorthodox to say the least, not advisable.
choosing to limp, which is
Yeah, it's weird.
even weird.
It's weird. I mean, you're really only I'm not even going to get into why that's happening. Let's just see it through. Um, Kunal came out in the small blind.
Kunal might want to complete the blind. It's just
Yeah, he's shown he's prepared to play some fun pots, not scared to play out of position. Sajal gets good price to
Check.
see a cheap flop. It's in fact nothing because he was the big blind, and he actually catches bottom pair. Dominating Dhruv Vikram, who
7,500
leads
raise.
out.
everyone
And this
getting
is
some part of the
exactly
flop.
this is like gonna be quite dangerous for Dhruv. Sajal's not gonna fold one. No, he's not gonna fold the bottom pair of, and 7-4-6 that works to his range as well. Open-ended from Kunal Kemu, who's actually I didn't notice is open-ended on the top end with 2 live overcards.
Check.
Won't know that, of course. Sajal got out the way. If Kunal hadn't called, then Sajal definitely would have called
11,500.
one.
Dhruv Vikram getting frisky with the 9-4 bottom pair. The 7 doesn't do anything for him.
Yeah, you'd never bet a 7 here.
And the fact that he's limped, Adi, it makes it weird. Like I
Weird
don't
for
even
him
know
to
what
have-
kind of hands he's supposed
Yeah, I
to
mean,
have in
like
this moment.
pocket fours. If he wants to play a nutted hand right now, is the only hand I would give him credit for. Like
Yeah, and maybe
know,
maybe 6
leading
sometimes.
out, this, that, whatnot, just limping from early position.
You first.
Will he go 3 for 3?
Yeah, he's gonna go for 3. It looks like he's gonna go for 3.
I think if he doesn't go 3 for 3, then it's a really bad limp. Like
Yeah, exactly.
he can't give up because
He can't give up there.
he's invested way too much. He is repping a very strong hand.
Like if he just rips this right now, that'd be great. He's got less than a pot-sized bet left in him.
We know for sure that even if he puts one blind, Kunal
Yeah.
has to kind of fold because he doesn't have any wiggle room here.
But he's given him the option. I think he has checked and the graphic hasn't updated it. It looks like Kunal is reaching for
Kunal
check.
is a small blind.
Kunal is a small blind. My mistake. My mistake.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Kunal choosing the aggro route.
Yeah, turning his hand into a bluff is probably going to work with that 7 coming off.
I think Kunal's bet is great because the whole check or line that he has taken
Yeah.
sort of says that he has some sort of a 7 because he's complete from the small blind. He can literally have any hand. And wow, 3 for 3. Kunal Kemu is on fire.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, it's Dhruv Vikram, not Vikram. Sorry, we've been saying Vikram. Unless that's again that's a graphics thing or not, I don't know. I'm just going to go with what's on the screen. That's how I function.
We'll just call him Dhruv.
Yeah.
So there we have it.
He is our short stack at the moment, just 11 bigs in that red zone.
Small blind, big blind.
The table is full of notables.
Beautiful table, actually. It fills up the screen really nicely here at the IPC.
4,000 to call.
Rugani under the gun with a big stack. I expect him to open this.
10 out of
Raise
10 times.
8,000.
And there it is. Yuvraj Chaudhary. Yuvraj Chaudhary. Some interesting names here that sound like names that are common but are actually not. Fanindra Akina there. He's going to get out the way. Jack Deuce. Absolute trash. Kunal Kemu. 10-6 off. He's played a couple of wired hands. He's going to get this one out.
Call.
8-7 in the muck. 6-4 for Mr. Vikram.
By the looks of it, I think Vikram is
Call.
itching to come along. Yes, he is. He has been very active. This hand,
You're good.
Yeah, he should be careful though because he's not as short as he thinks he is. And he will get short, limp, folding hands very fast, you know.
7,000.
great flop for Rugani, or at least his range.
Yeah, barrels straight away, gets insta fold.
Small, big.
I don't know if you know, Yuvraj Chaudhary came second place in the WPT.
Oh, lovely.
He had a payday of 40 plus lakhs.
Small, big. $4,000 to call for you. Fold. 4,000.
are back with the action. It's Jejit Ray here who's opening up under the gun +1. I always like saying that, under the gun +1. It just sounds cool. It rolls off the tongue really nicely.
Fold,
Under the gun +1.
fold, fold.
Oh, easy defend from Mr. Rogani with a nice big stack.
Call.
Tossing in 4 of those orange 1K
Yes,
chips. Smashes top pair. Top 2 pair, in fact, now. Technically speaking, if you want to go like that. 98% favorite. Jejit Ray leads a lot of help.
7,000 raise.
Rogani with a really nice quick call there. Like, nah, I don't believe you. I also want to see another hand.
Check.
And quick check back, pretending to look really disappointed that it didn't come a spade.
Check.
That's a
It's actually not a bad card. It's a bad card for Jejit, obviously. But for Rogani, this is
Raise
fine.
17,000.
it's also a bad card for Rogani. Like
I mean, backdoors, you're not going to give UTG1 too many 7s there unless you go pocket 7s right now.
yeah, it reduces the kind of hands.
He's got less 5s there. I mean, he's got specifically ace 5, which you kind of block, right?
Yeah.
So,
So he also blocks a lot of value that.
but that's what I'm saying. King High like could just call to chop here, but he does let it go. Like King High might think he's okay to call there, but he doesn't. He gave up on the turn itself after getting called by Rogani on the flop.
Quite a decent turnout as well. Last time I checked, there were more than 173.
Yummy.
Small blind, big blind.
This, of
That's
course,
a lot
is
of high rollers, dude.
That's a lot of high rollers, and I mean, a lot of regulars have shown up today. A lot of notable players have shown up today, especially for the high roller. They will probably want to stay around for the main as well. That is going to be a huge one.
3.5 CR guarantee. Just let that sink in.
Not to forget that beautiful watch. Not to forget the 20 lakhs in sponsorship
8,000 raise.
and the title of India Poker Champion.
Wait, there's all that too?
There's all that too.
Kidding me?
Yeah, there's a watch.
Yeah, I was just happy with the money.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of money, a lot of opportunities, and obviously the 20 lakhs in sponsorship is going to be amazing for anybody who's serious about poker. Not to mention a special limited edition Luminor Panerai watch, which is MS Dhoni limited edition watch, and
24,000.
it's quite a beauty.
Nice 3-bet from Sajal Gupta
Call.
right now, putting pressure on Jejit's King Jack of Diamonds. And guess what? Rogani's picked up a squeezer. With a pot 42K, if he actually makes this like 60,
I'm not
those guys
sure.
are gonna have like clear-cut decisions. He can totally 4-bet this.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's the dynamic.
Because yeah, like only a primo is going to come back at you after if you make it 60 because they're going to be committed essentially. They can't call you at that point, you know.
Yeah, and especially because Sajal's got about 135 behind.
Yeah.
It's going to be very tough for him to play. Obviously, we know he has ace 10, but even if he had like a stronger hand, it's going to be very difficult to sort of rip, 150,000 in such a big tournament.
Yeah, and you don't want to be calling a 3-bet out of position. Let's be honest.
Fold.
So yeah, I like that. Fold is also fine.
Yeah,
Giving Sajal a bit of credit, knowing that he's a regular player, he's a professional poker player. That he won't be 3-betting light too often.
Right.
I mean, this is not necessarily light. I think it's a good move by Sajal to isolate play against Jejit Ray over here. To isolate play against Jejit Ray. I like it.
You're having a
Hitting my
field day
rhymes
with the rhymes. Yeah, I was actually getting to the fact that we don't know what kind of dynamic Vivek and Sajal share, and maybe that's why he's given him the respect, folding a very strong hand.
Checks top pair into the pre-flop. over-aggressor, which is Sajal Gupta, who's picked up a little more equity now, an 8 coming into his
Check.
outs. Let's
Nice
check it
check.
back. It's a good check by him. A lot of people feel compelled after 3-betting pre-flop to, to continue. Sometimes checking back also looks super strong.
Yeah, on Jack 9-7, you could possibly sort of have a checking range with all your overpairs,
Yeah,
pot control a bit.
all your medium pairs as
17,000.
well, 9s, 8s, 10s,
Yeah.
that all have equity. You'd be well in your mind to call here as well. Now he's gonna do it.
Can't do it. 17k
He's
into
gonna do it. He's setting up for the bluff, which I really like. He's committing to his line and perfect card for
perfect card.
him. Because that's gonna might shut down Jejit.
Yeah, Jetty's gonna go check fold right here.
Check.
Yeah.
The ace is a terrible card for him.
I'm a big fan of the way Sajal has played this hand. Really, really nice. Like super clear cut strategy that he thought about it, picked his line, stuck with it, and is now being rewarded a little bit for some next level thoughts.
40,000.
So like just for the viewers watching, he's not, when he calls the turn there, I think a lot of people are like, he's chasing. He's not chasing. He wasn't chasing at all. I mean, that was part of his exit strategy, let's say, the 8. But he definitely felt like he could easily bluff that, even if he did miss
Yeah.
the river.
And that's part
the
of
way
his
he
overall
played.
strategy.
Yeah, and like it's brilliantly played because, I mean, a jack on the flop after there's been 3-bet action pre-flop, and then it runs out. If he just fires back later, it's going to be hard for the jack to call. He's even, it'd be even if it wasn't an ace on the river and it just comes out, I don't know, a 6 or a 9 or a deuce or something like that.
And he gets paid off. A very nice bet, 40k into 75. It's a great bet.
Yeah.
Jajit fold. Jajit forced to make that call down. And now he's in the danger zone.
It's getting nicely done. 2 big-time pros, 1 and 2 in chips right now on this feature table.
Small blind, big blind.
Cheeky little smile from Vivek. I think he could tell what was happening there on the other side.
4,000 to call for you. Fold.
Falendra Kina doesn't like his hand.
Fold.
He's not had a chance to open up. Didn't get anything to work with. Vivek Rogani, we see another time, another day, another big ace.
This time on the button. Lovely. The stronger your hand on the button, it's so nice. You always get action pre-flop when you got a monster on the button. All these buttons, they're sticky defending buttons. They never get out of the way.
And he goes all
Max pressure applied.
Fold.
Vivek Rogani knew Jajit has a short stack on the big blind.
Fold.
Wants to collect the blinds. And a 10k addition to his stack.
Really like the jam there from Rogani because only an absolute premium can beat you there, and you'd rather not be calling off with ace jack if you just bet and call off a jam there, because often he's going to be behind. This knocks out a whole bunch of weaker hands from his range.
Small blind. big
Hello, guys, it's us. That's what we look like. This is what the booth looks like. This is what a microphone looks like. How you guys doing? Please do send in your thoughts, comments, questions that you want for us to answer on the chat.
Let us know who your favorite players are as well.
Fold.
We had a nice little rail on the 10k final table. A lot of spectators supporting Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had his whole rail.
I did some super awkward thing during the presentation. I don't know if these guys watched it during the last
9,000.
stream, But so we had the runner-up, who was Siddharth Mundara, who's defending champion, and someone told me that he had won it. So I had that in my head. Then I found out that Vinod won it, so
Oh.
that's fine. Uh, and then I brought him up to chat to him, and then I asked Mr. Naresh Punj, who's the CEO of Big Daddy, who's doing the award, handing out the awards, to please hand the second place finisher the first place trophy. Live on air.
That got
Good
really
times.
awkward for you.
That was a little awkward. I think I covered up nicely. You guys can tell me in the chat if I covered that up well enough. Back to the action.
Check.
Dhruv has finally picked up an actual hand instead of 9-4 suited.
Allen.
He's got a short stack. He's ripped this flop.
Fold.
With Fanindra a call, he should not, he will not. Just defended it, as was pretty standard.
Farendra also in the short stack territory now. Needs to pick up a hand. Of course, the high roller format is a lot more deep. There's a lot more maneuverability for all the players.
Yeah.
However, once you're sub
Small blind,
10
big
big
blind.
blinds, it's
I'm surprised Dhruv didn't just jam that.
pre-flop, yeah.
Yeah, he was very short. You don't want to be inviting a hand like King 9 on the button that got a good price to defend. Oh! Is that so?
Ace.
Has he picked up queens
7,000.
back to back
And he's chosen to limp
and
this time.
chosen to limp it?
No, he has a
Actually-
min raise. It's a
It's
min
min raise. I hate that. I'd rather open jam.
You know, the
Again,
min
you're just
raise-
asking for trouble. I mean, this is going to play out as it would have. I mean, but you can't rely on how it's actually what actually happens. You have to focus on the rest. Fernando, don't do something
it.
silly right now.
Farendra's got that look on his face that I haven't got any hand up till now. I just might as well go with the pocket
28,500.
fours.
Yeah, and he covers them both.
He's definitely an experienced player. He might be able to get away from this. Not the best hand to have when there's two aggressors in front of you.
Yeah, that's a good fold. That's the right fold. No need to take a silly spot. Kunal is also going to get out the way.
Fold.
And we're going to be off to the races in a second. Snap call. So Jayajit is actually at risk here with Ace King. Needs to catch any one of those two cards, otherwise he will be eliminated. Can of course buy back in. 4, 7, 6, 10, 9, and no help.
Come on.
Jayajit Ray is eliminated from this feature table.
Yeah. Finally you got paid.
That's the chip counts on the table. Jayajit Ray, the last player to go. The blinds are at 2K, 4K with a 4K big blind ante. We are streaming this live on
Small blind, big
Facebook
blind.
and YouTube. You can catch us on the stream. Tell us who you think has a fighting chance to win this tournament. Of course, we're going to continue with the stream tomorrow, day 2, where we're going to cover the last few tables and have a final table coverage as well. Dhruv continues to have a UTG limping range. This time around he has Jack 10 of diamonds, dominated by the Ace 7 of diamonds of Rugani, who chooses to 3-bet this. Yuvraj gets out of the way. Fanindra looks down at Jack Queen of Hearts.
Allen.
And he is tempted and he is going all in with the Jack Queen.
Fold. Fold. Fold.
Nice jam by Fanindra.
51.
Should be a fairly easy call
Sure.
by Rugani. He's kind of priced in. He also has the largest stack on the table. And the player at risk, Fanindra Kina. 3 clubs, none of them have any clubs.
Was it
A jack and a queen.
And it's a queen.
And that
Oh,
is
my
a queen. Fanindra Akina
More drama,
takes the
what?
lead.
That's what I actually came to tell you. Just remember with the thing to go.
And
to go
Fanindra must
slow,
need a
when
double up
it's in,
for him.
all-in
And
situation.
65,000 chips to his chip stack.
50,000.
And Regani
51.
is on the losing end of this hand. A little bit of a hit. Vivek still has 35% chips on this table. 398,000 to his
Yeah,
name.
major.
Dhruv and Yuvraj, 19 BB stacks.
Yeah, thank you. Hello.
Yo, I featured on the feature table just now.
I did not see you, to be honest.
Did they cut me out?
They cut you out.
Cut me out. I went to give live commentary.
Small blind, big blind.
On the table just now.
Ideal.
It's a shame.
Also, Anita Sundani is just joining us at the feature table.
Alrighty.
Так,
Your
you
faces.
first to
I
act.
see.
Put
Touch
out.
Grover right in the background of your stream, another familiar face. Vivek Ragani just doubled up Fanindra in that hand before.
Fold.
This is now a star-studded table.
Anita Hassanandani. I used to have a lot of trouble with her name when I was interviewing her at the last IPC because I kept saying Hassan Adnani. It's Hassan Andani.
Hassanandani.
Yeah.
I always say Hassanandani,
Just sort of it out in the middle.
which is
Close
also
enough.
wrong.
Yeah, but if you do it fast enough, you get away with it. Right?
11.
That gives me hope.
Fernando after doubling up, getting into the action, not waiting for hands anymore. Getting a little tricky there.
Fold.
So now Campbell calls Queen 10 offsuit. Sajal Gupta in the small blind. Doesn't do anything too silly.
Dhruv will come.
Also just picked up a double up, so he's gonna fold and let these guys take it to the flop. Queen 6-9, gut shot. No, gut shot, excuse me. Nada. 2 overs for Kunal. 2 unders for Fernindra. They are live.
11.
You can see the players' outs represented by the graphic at the top right of your screen.
Fold.
Reveal.
Farinder will pick up that pot using his
Oh,
newfound chips to take that one down.
Anita's got a good stack by the looks of it. She's been busy out there. Second in chips coming into this featured table. It's always funny when a new player comes to your table and you're like, please let it be a short stack, please let it be a short stack, and then someone sits down with bricks.
Small blind.
You know?
Big blind.
There she is on the right of your screen right now. Action is on Mr. Chaudhary here. Ace-9 off. And 76
8,000
bigs.
raise. 8,000 call.
Anita snap calls 10-8 suited.
Fold.
She
I
did
wonder
not
if this is
waste.
going to invite a lot of limps and that could make for a crazy big pot. You don't get to see those too often in tournament poker, you know?
Dhruv not folding this one.
Yeah. Although, mind you, I would fold this almost all the time out of the small blind, especially with Rogani in the big blind.
Also UTG raise.
Yeah. UTG's raised and I'm being called, like, I'm never gonna flop too strong, and when I do hit the ace and face action, I'm not gonna be so comfortable because it's exposed.
You first. Check.
Anita's got picked up a bunch of equity, all the diamonds on the deck right now, working in her favor. Yuvraj has got middle pair, top kicker. Dhruv has just lit some chips on fire, basically.
11.
Yuvraj going for the C bet.
Call.
Snap call by Anita. I love it.
She's come to
Consistent.
play. She's
She come to
serious.
play, yeah.
Call. Zap.
Now the ace of diamonds is going to be action central. Ooh, a king of diamonds.
It's a great card for Anita. Also, Yuvraj
Check.
gonna find it easier to get away from the hand.
Yep.
Anita asks him how many
How-
chips
how
is
much
he
you
playing.
got? How much you got? I want them all.
55, 57.
57.
She bets
you
enough
know
to
what?
put them all in.
You know what? I actually love it. I actually love it because you basically, with her image, right? If your opponent is holding a king, happy days, never folding. You're getting value out of that.
And
your
even if they
opponent's
fold,
got,
you,
you know,
you're building so much like equity in terms of your
yeah,
image.
you got ace x of diamonds. You know, might decide to call off there. Like just the one ace of diamonds. You know, thinking you're weak, thinking they might be live with their pairs as well. You know, I think when you have a little bit of an amateur image, you might even play like ace nine this way.
Yeah,
So
I think it's great.
I,
think
I love it.
I love it.
Actually, I'm a big fan of the way she's done
What
this.
she's also doing is she's
full
telling the
pressure.
table that
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess around here.
I'm not going to mess around. I'm here to play, and that sort of sets a tone. Doing it right
now,
away.
now check out these acting skills coming to play. Looking like, yeah, whatever, you know. Big deep breath. That's a big tell though.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty distracted, not caring about the action. Oh, what are you guys doing back
बड़ा
there?
board जीता हुआ है।
And now bluff catcher central for Mr. Chaudhary in a spot.
That means she's the most.
Gonna find
That means she's the most dangerous player.
Hold it, Yuvraj.
Yeah,
Hold
as,
it.
soon, as soon as you see them touch the cards, you know it's
Please
going
go
in no
play.
more.
Yeah, when
You
you.
never really come back.
Yeah, he
from
picked
that.
up the chips. I thought he's actually going for the bluff catcher.
Yeah.
Boy, would he be.
I think one diamond in his hand, maybe, but like just maybe. All in all, well played.
Don't
by
do that
Anita.
too much.
These are trying to fish some information.
Yep.
Yuvraj in no mood to have this conversation right now after losing that pot.
Rugani is amused, to say the least. What's up, guys? You like bringing the camera on in here? Give me a heads up. I could be doing something
Small
shady.
blind, big blind.
You gotta let brother know when you're on stream.
This time, the good thing is you're not having any ice cream.
The chocolate sauce is not here today. The ice cream stand is here. I've made actually
You
a
be
special
blind?
request for it.
Can you give me
And they
change?
said they might accommodate me by this evening, if not then, but tomorrow. So that really kills off my.
9 fold कर दिया मैंने 9 fold किया है
Call.
इतना आराम
Ah,
से नहीं
raise.
fold होता यार
Yeah. It's a call. It's already call. No, it's line that you
Just have
put
maybe some
5.
muted
It's
whispers
call.
from the production
Call.
team again. I told you
It's call.
what
Put
did I
out.
tell you about them? They hate seeing wires. They've got like OCD issues about wires being on stream. So as you can see when they cut to me just now, my wire was exposed across my face.
Yeah. They don't like that.
You know what? To their credit, they're perfectionists, which is why they put on such a great show. But they have to deal with me in the process. So.
I think we should stick to the tradition. For the main event, we should get out the ice cream, and for the final table, we should get out the whiskey.
Yeah. Yep. Although here it is champagne at this at the IPC as is tradition for the final table.
Call.
What's going on here? We've got a lot of people in the pod. Yo.
Is this one of those bomb pods they do in the cash table?
3,000 and 3,000, 5,000, 5,000 until round number 8.
Judge on just come in with king 10 off.
Something you don't see very often. 6-way pot.
Let's go. I was saying we don't get to see these too often.
You
Let's
first.
take a flop.
Check you.
Bless you.
Check. Check.
Ace 3-3. Anita scores big there, but never go broken a limp pot like they say. Nobody's got any clubs here. Just Rugani, a single 7.
Fold.
Oh, what's
Did someone just fold?
No. It's just that the graphics were like there's so many people. It was just getting up
Check.
to speed. Kunal is made a bet there,
12.
and it was called by Anita, obviously.
Call.
I'm just gonna wait for the graphics to
Done.
figure this out.
Yeah. Same action on the thing.
Oh, so what has happened is Kunal bet the flop and
Kunal actually
everyone
might.
folded.
Anita leads out, kind of blocks this blocks the hand here. Kunal can now only bluff at it. I mean, he's calling to chop if he calls. That would be his only logic there. Cool, good. Again, I mean, good lead out there from Anita as well, with Kunal coming along. I mean, this is what she'll be thinking at this point, at least in her mind, would be that if he has an ace, he'll play back to me. If he doesn't, I'll just fold and take it down. I don't think it's optimum.
I don't like the lead out.
But I mean, we got to forget that these aren't GTO players, all of them, right? You guys sometimes, all you pro players, are really mean to the rest of us. I know exactly what she was thinking. Her thought process is exactly that. She's got a super strong hand. She's going to lead out there. She feels that she's happy to fold to a raise because after being called on 2 streets, she'll give her opponent credit for an ace, perhaps. With an ace rolling off there, she bets that for information. And it's a clear thought process, at least. It's not random at all. I'm pretty sure that's what she's going to do when she leads out there. And of course, when she gets called, she gets paid off because she's not going to get called with worse. She's not often going to get called by worse, only bluff catchers.
Fold.
Fold.
But you can explain to all the
You
pros
just
now.
mess.
Go ahead.
You just
Yeah,
mess
no, I know,
everything in
because
my
I
head.
made sense. I know because I made sense. But you can explain your by the book shit. I mean,
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It's just that when you make a bet, you're sort of you're sort of wasting money and equity in the sense that when you check, all the bluffs get a chance to bet and you get value, and when you get jammed on, you are always beat and you've sort of wasted the amount of money. Instead, you can check call. Even when Kunal shows up with an ace, you lose the minimum. And as played, I think it's fine.
8 down.
Snap call coming up.
She doesn't snap call.
In your face.
I loved how she showed the queen.
In your face. In your face.
She's like, can you beat this queen, my
You were
friend?
She didn't need the queen. She had him dominated throughout. Beasting. Anita Hassanandani on this
She didn't even have the time to set the chips straight, and then she got involved on another hand, and she won that.
It's a huge tell, by the way, for all you guys out there. You know, I'm a big fan of live reads and tells from the OG days. If someone's busy stacking up their chips and then they get involved with a hand, consider they've got a decent hand more often than not, because usually people are too distracted just by stacking their chips, and they'll see a bad hand, they'll just throw it away and continue building their towers, you know, making their stacks of 20.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mike Cano
Yes,
of
sir.
today's poker.
I've read that book many times, by the
I
way.
thought as much. Yeah, but that is actually quite a fundamental and very serious tell.
It's
Yes.
super legit when you pair that with today's, super math stuff. It goes really well because now you can. It's just more information at the end of the day. A lot of people don't put too much stock in live reads because if used incorrectly, you can just talk yourself into doing absolutely stupid stuff.
That is so true.
But when used in context of today's information about how the game is played, it just makes so much more. It just adds so much more value to your capability as a poker player. Because it's a game of information. This is just.
I was just telling you what my stack is.
Decisions, standard stuff.
And
And when you find a good tell, man, there's nothing like it. I don't care how often you've got someone so crushed in this position. and that sort of thing. When you got a stone cold tell on one person and they don't know that you know and you know.
That's a great feeling.
Oof. It's like printing money then. 'Cause
वैसे
you
जाम
can just,
बिना देखे ही जाम कर देना चाहिए था मतलब
you can just bang into people hard, you know?
Also, those moments are amazing when you actually make a very instinct or
Small
gut
blind,
based or
big
read
blind.
based move, and you're right. It's sort of a great feeling to be in that position.
Yeah, you call off 10 or king or something, or
5,000.
10 or
Fold,
queen or
fold,
jack high or something, like a boss, you know? I
fold.
love it.
Whenever somebody talks about a big
Four.
call down, I think about this hand Samo was telling me about when
Four.
I had a conversation with him.
Four.
He had 5 high in a hand. I don't remember the particulars of the hand though. But what happened is there was a big pot, about 3.5 lakhs in a cash game, and the river bet was about 70K, and he calls
Okay.
with 5 high.
Okay.
He calls, right? Doesn't make sense, right? But he
Ace.
calls,
16,000.
and his opponent
Total.
mucks thinking he has a better hand because he had nothing. He was bluffing. And he showed down the 5 high and won the pot. So everybody asked Sangeet, why did you make the call? He's like, I had muck equity. I
is
knew
you.
my opponent is going to fold if I make the call. That's why I made a quick call. He folded and I showed him 5 high and took down the pot. That's the kind of sicko
That's
Samo is.
sicko. That's sicko stuff, dude.
That's sicko stuff.
I'm gonna ask him about the details of the hand, like
Small blind,
street
big
for street.
blind.
That sounds super interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you take the edges that you can find.
You first.
Like, I mean, let's put it this way: if we all read the same strategy and we all became optimum, wouldn't that be super boring?
It
right?
would be super boring,
It'd be
yes.
super boring. Some days you'd be up, some days you'd be down, but that's the way
Raise
the game
12,000.
Yawn, dude, you know? Pocket sixes for Ragani, he's gonna raise it up to 12K.
Fold.
And they're reaching for chips.
Fold.
Snap call. Fanindra. We decide to do something tricky here. Ragani's open from early position, ace 10.
I think he's on the button. It's a easy call for him. He can see a flop.
Yeah.
I've been wrong before though.
Yeah, no, that's what I was just thinking about, merits of raising or risks of raising rather.
Fold.
Something we didn't consider is folding,
Fold.
which Fanendra has chosen to do.
Yeah, I think with
Fold.
Anita coming into the pot as
Excellent.
well, that adds a little bit of, a new dynamic that these guys aren't
You first.
entirely comfortable
Check.
dealing with in terms of what her range might be.
Anita taking the lead.
She's been playing good though. I mean,
Check.
full credit to her.
I also like the fact that she's very confident. She's very decisive about her
Check.
moves, and she's done really well at this table so far.
Nobody's got a spade except for Rogani once
Raise
more.
20,000.
Just a gut shot to go. Bets out 20K.
Anita still with the best hand, with the 8 pair and ace kicker.
And she seems a little troubled by this bet from Vivek.
Fold.
She folds though, folds the best hand. Sajal with an 8 as well.
Sajal might think of calling this.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he does have a spade in his hand might be factoring in right now. Respects Ruggani's raise, and well played Vivek gets both better hands to fold.
Player था मेरे पास.
Comes in with the worst hand and leaves with all of it. That's poker, folks. Skill game. That is actually skill game in play right there. It's not the biggest pot. It's not the most exciting hand, but that is just someone just playing good poker. What to do.
Blind. Small 3,000.
Oh, sorry.
The VVIP, which is the voluntary put in pot, which means the most active players at this table. Anita right up there. Of course, the sample size on Anita's play has been very small. She's just joined the table, so
Fold. 5,000 to
Don't
go.
put too much stock in the graphic.
Fold. Fold.
the blinds in.
Remember, statistics are tools to be analyzed, not followed blindly. That's why I always advise against people who, spend their lives playing poker off charts. I mean, those are good charts, but again, everything within context and reason of the game at hand.
I completely agree with the statistics and with the optimal play. There's a lot of instinct and live sort of reads, as well as
23.
a lot of other factors which have to be factored in. Which is why even though everyone reads the same sort of strategy, we have some who are extremely good at the game and some not so much.
Fold.
And some who do commentary. Right.
Fold.
Kunal 3-bet that. He's quite small with that 3-bet, but it's got through anyway. Taking the pot down uncontested 3-flop with pocket 10s. Almost min clicked it back to
Yeah.
Phanindra.
Raj
Small
bringing up
blind.
the table, bringing up the rear end
blind.
of this table, while Anita and Vivek chip leading.
And ever since you mentioned ice cream earlier, I can't
Small
stop
blind,
thinking
big
about
blind,
it.
you first.
And they should have brought the chocolate sauce by now. I might slip out in a few minutes if there's not a big hand.
Yeah, I'll take one of those.
Will you take one of those?
I
With
will.
many flavors?
And Yuvraj goes all in with the ace 5.
40.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got less than 10
he's
big
got
blinds.
less than 10 bigs here. That's unlucky.
Kunal checking the time.
46,000 I win.
Is it time to get chips?
Call.
Is it that time already? Okay.
You said call, yes? Yes, call.
Ooh,
Interesting.
interesting. I don't think that the way Kunal's played, he's going to be folding this, to be honest.
I
is
really want to see
definitely-
what Sajal is
I
going to
don't,
do.
I don't think he's ever flatting here. It's such a strong hand, and there's. How much does the small blind have?
Small blind has less than call.
He's got 10 bigs, right? Yeah, and there you go. Sajal has called it. Okay, so it would have cost the small blind their entire life to get in, so that was never going to be a factor.
3-way to the pot.
I guess he's got position there, which is good for him. A queen is going to be super actiony. 2 diamonds. Sajal Gupta living the easy life. The pot's 150k. He's got 170k. Everyone else has got. Kunal has got 155. 7 rolling up. That's good for your Raj. He's just picked up some backdoor equity. Can he catch a 4 or a 9 to stay alive right now?
Check.
That's not a diamond. Oh!
Oh, you first.
Great.
Triple up coming your way, Mr. Yuvraj.
Easy game.
Easy life. And no side pot to play for there.
Kunal and Sajal both looking at each other, wondering what they did wrong.
Yeah.
But that's how the game goes.
Yeah, following your advice.
Mr. Chaudhary finally finds some chips to play with. 151,000 chips now.
Back in it. Just like that. 30 odd bigs.
क्या बैठ है क्या तुम लोग कितनी
I'm going to go check out that ice cream, see Richard. Any preferences on what you'd like?
I'll just have what you're having, man. I trust you with your ice cream.
मैं वैसे ही री-एंटर नहीं करने वाला यार मैं फालतू में टेल्स पे आ रहा हूँ
Small blind, big blind.
3K, 5K. Line
काफी
levels.
खराब
where
सिचुएशन से
I
निकल के बाहर आया तू
हाँ
इस साइड में
देख लिया मैंने
You are watching
काफी
You
खराब
big blind,
सिचुएशन
you
में था ये
one lakh bind IPC High Roller feature table.
5. You fold? Fold. Call.
Kunal limping in with the ace deuce in the hijack seat. Sajal looks at a
down.
free hand, the jack
Four.
10. Comes in with the 3 X-rays. And Regani has a decision with the pocket eights.
Call.
Regani makes the call. He's going to be set mining with the eights.
He called 5,000, right?
Yes, call. Call.
Raj gets out of the way and it's back to Kunal.
15.
He's made the call, I think. Yes, he has made the call, and we go to a flop three ways.
You first.
Nice
Check.
flop there for Vivek Rugani. He still has an overpair to the board. Nothing in it for Kunal and Sajal.
Check.
And we checked
Check.
around going to a turn.
Your turn.
No one's got any hearts. The six of hearts rolls off on the turn. Rugani with his pocket eights
Raise.
Two pair.
25,000.
makes a bet of 25,000. Should be the end of the hand, and Kunal and Sajal both would like to get away. And
Mission accomplished.
mission accomplished. Aditya Vadvani's found his favorite ice cream. Good job, my friend.
Small blind. You big
Always,
blind.
man, got you back. Another advantage for you guys watching when you come out to the IPC. Not only is there good poker, there's pretty yummy food as well, but the more importantly, there's banging ice cream. They didn't have the chocolate sauce today, though, but they'll bring it. They promised me. They promised.
What?
Anything interesting happen while I was away?
You didn't miss much.
10,000.
We
Raise.
saw a three-way hand, and Rugani took it down as usual.
Wow. That always worries me when someone counts out their chips with pocket deuces before making the decision.
Yeah, kind of made me nervous.
All
I'm
in.
nervous for him.
He's all in.
Fold.
I'm very nervous for him. It's gonna work though.
It's gonna work. You are probably thinking that Vivek has been very active. He's obviously gonna have a very wide range from the button, and he was right at this instance, picking up the blinds.
It's a huge jam though.
30 big blinds.
Yeah,
That's a big jam.
it's a
Yeah.
really big jam.
Starting start to argue.
And the moment you're called, you're not happy once you're like when you're holding
Never.
deuces.
3,000.
You would call by 3-4 and be like, I'm flipping.
But then also the question is that if you make a call and see a flop, you're never happy anyway, unless a deuce rolls off.
Yeah.
Is that mine?
Yes.
Cheeky haul in there by
5,000 to
Yuvraj,
call.
picking up some chips.
I think you're spot on what you said though about
Call.
him playing on Rugani. He's been opening a lot as the big stack.
And all these
Raise.
players have been
15,000.
playing for quite some time, and they have a fair idea of how each other's
Call.
games work and what kind of ranges and strategies each one adopts.
Fold.
Good to see Anita and Kunal holding their own at this table. Quite a lot of experience at the feature table.
Absolutely. Although Kunal himself, he's been around the poker scene for quite some time. He's
Call.
actually got a lot of hands under his belt.
Call.
Phanindra with the 9-8 on the big blind.
Fold.
So Kunal, again using a limp fold strategy.
You first. Check.
$21.
21,000.
So 2-4-4 is the flop. Pocket hand still best. And Sajal Gupta bets out 21,000.
Fold.
Should be the end of the hand. And Sajal Gupta picking up that pot. Additional 43,000 to his
Small
chip
bit.
stack. And not surprising, this stat, Vivek Rugani has the highest amount of pre-flop raises.
Spot on.
Vivek and Sajal both have been very active using
Small
their
blind, big
stack and
blind.
experience to accumulate chips. It's a long tournament, and the more chips you have, the better chances you have to win the top prize.
Yeah, you'll get those spots and pots. Look at me rhyming again.
Fold. Fold. Fold.
I think if we microwave these white chocolate chips in the ice cream right now, just add that, take a slight crunch out of it.
Raise
and provide a
10,000
good
fold.
balance between that and the chocolate sprinkles.
Yeah, some nice ice cream
Fold.
strategy for you guys back at home.
Fold.
Virat Chaudhary, King Jack suited, good enough for a raise from the cutoff.
These jack for now,
You
and the
first.
big blind more than good enough to defend this.
Check.
Kunal checking his option.
You know, I wouldn't
8,000.
mind free betting into the big blind right there as well against Yuvraj's opening the range
Fold.
Yeah,
out of the cutoff. They are suited.
they are
as we like to
suited.
say. And boom, oh, that's quite an action card right now. And it brings a nut flush draw for Yuvraj and top pair for Kunal.
Yeah, also Yuvraj is supposed to have more aces in his range. He's definitely going to bet this, but Kunal
Raise
choosing
11,000.
to bet himself. Yuvraj should be sort of smooth calling the spot with the nut flush draw.
It's called the let's see where I'm at bet. It's not advised, but it's a thing.
Do it
It
at
does
your
exist.
own risk.
Do it at your own risk.
Yuvraj quite flustered with that bet, trying to figure out what Kunal is trying to do. He does have some equity.
Call.
Chooses to call there.
Ace to catch club. No joy.
Kunal with the best hand.
Yep, confirmed by the check mark next to the hand on the graphic. Yuvraj can only win this pot by bluffing it.
16,000.
Kunal will bet 16k, a smallish bet. I kind of like the way, the sizing of this bet. Yuvraj might be compelled to call with us, but with like a smaller pair as well.
Okay.
But unfortunately, Yuvraj has nothing. And Kunal came up winning another pot. Kunal came up with that win, pushing himself to the middle of the stack, 167,000 to him. Dhruv Vikam, the short stack at the table.
Yeah, he's been navigating sub 10 big blinds this whole time.
Slowly. Here come. Small blind, big blind.
And that man right there is the chip leader with over 400,000 chips.
Fold.
He's got a playable hand, a Jack Queen of Hearts. Waste no time. Puts in a
raise.
small raise.
12. Call 12,000.
Anita coming along with the ace-3. And
Call.
we have a new player at the table and more streamers who I've seen after a really long time.
Yeah, usually he's found on the online tables everywhere, but coming back to the live scene, yeah, indeed after some time. He is a crusher though.
He is.
He is definitely a crusher.
He looks like he has a decently large stack.
Call.
Good to have you guys on the chat as well. Don't forget, questions, comments, thoughts, prayers, send them in.
4 players.
4-way to the flop. Here we go.
You first.
I'm enjoying this table because we're seeing hello,
Check.
Anita's
Check.
nailed it. Once again, catching trip threes on the flop. This time with a great kicker. She played
Check.
last time she did it. She would have had a boat if she had the last time she had.
Raise
Yeah,
15,000.
that was
That was three
hand.
deuce.
The threes are being extremely lucky for it, and she goes ahead
Call
and puts it back.
15,000.
4-way
Kunal Kemu might
get tricky here.
Fold.
So the ace of clubs is the
Stop.
worst card ever for Kunal at this moment.
yeah, that would be disaster.
Queen of
Check.
clubs though.
Check.
And that is a bad card for Anita.
Is Kunal? He's definitely not going to. Now this is weird from
Hey,
Kunal actually.
21,000.
He should have bet the turn.
He should have bet the turn and checked the river. He's done it the other way around. It's frustrating for Anita.
What I would really love if
is
Anita just
played
shoves.
right back. Yeah, I would love that.
I would love that. 100K. Let's do
Yeah,
it, Anita.
yeah. Just make it a hundo.
She makes the call though.
That's disappointing.
We'll get the bad
Shows a
news.
3. Tricky play. But yeah, you guys watching, it's always good to see as well. I know we get used to watching pro players. It's also great to watch how not pro players play because you get to see how it's done by everyone. And you don't have to be a pro to play poker. Anyone can play. There's it's a good basic strategy that you should keep in mind, of course, and try and pick up new things as you go along. But the main thing to do is to play, practice, and there's the ice cream.
We were not joking about the ice
I
cream.
finished mine.
Small blind, big blind.
Wondering why he was
Stormed it
quiet.
up. I went quiet for like 5 minutes while it was the first chocolate chip when I crunched
Alright
it.
guys, we're going to have one
This will do.
satellite.
This will do.
Also, that's why he came up with the white chocolate strategy. You gotta put it in the oven, and it tastes
Melt it down.
amazing.
Next time, production crew, if you're listening, we need a microwave or an oven out here. Yeah, even like just a hot plate will do.
And a dude with an ice cream stand right
You
here.
just move the ice cream stand in here. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah, I wish I could show the viewers at home the ice cream stand. It's actually a pretty sick setup.
Yeah, it's that old school ice cream
And
stand
you
thing.
can
It's
just
cool.
make your own ice cream.
It's
and
got nostalgia, feel good vibes, plus yummy ice cream. Oh, wow.
This stream just went from poker to like all about ice cream.
Don't worry, man. It's cool.
It's cool.
See what I did there?
Alright, 1 second to those who want to do one.
And there you go, Anmol Srivat. So you're just talking about getting into the action shortly after joining this feature table, picking up a pot
8
uncontested,
more to go, guys.
pot
8 more to
sixes
go.
getting through.
I tried, he sucked out on me.
And yeah, just going back before we got distracted by the ice cream to the hand between Anita and Kunal Kemu just then. it's also good. I was just noting how pro players, yeah, they know what they're doing, and amateur players, also have a plan. But as we were explaining, where Kunal kind of went wrong with that hand, those are the spots that, like, when you're watching at home, that you can. They're nice because it's good for you to identify that, which is why I like having amateur players on the stream as well, because you get to see mistakes. That's how you learn. You learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
Pros make very little. Very few mistakes. That's why they're pros. That's why they make money. But it's important to see the mistakes in action. Sometimes it's cheaper than making them yourself. Definitely.
I'm in agreement. And while we speak, Yuvraj casually makes a raise with the pocket aces.
Yeah, hard to make too many mistakes here. Oh, cooler central. Fold them, fold them, fold them pre. We've been saying this for years. Just fold them pre.
Only Kunal Patni's kings win.
No, they're the ones who lose. That's how we learned that you have to fold them pre.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kunal. Kunal has been having a tough time with the kings.
He told us this. If it wasn't for him, we would have lost so much more money. I folded so many kings right now, thanks to Kunal.
Yeah.
Well,
oh my God.
Best of luck, Fanindra. You're about to get some bad news, but you still got 2 outs, and your club's not live. Your diamonds are live.
Diamonds alive. Kunal game was going to be big trouble if he makes a call.
Yeah.
He looks like he's tempted, to be honest.
And here we were talking about mistakes right now. This would be the mother of all mistakes.
So kids, when there's a raise and a re-raise in front of you,
You better be holding serious, guys. He doesn't make the
that
mistake.
is
What is going
God.
on?
This is a rigged deck.
It's rigged.
It's not. Okay.
Yuvraj Chaudhary is in the break, gone and paid off the dealer 10% of everything he might make, so that she can deal her aces, and the rest of them coolers. All right. That's of course a lie, guys. Just I have to say that for legal purposes. Otherwise, I will be thrown off my job.
Sajal getting pocket tens, great spot for him.
Super tough spot.
Of course, if I was in his seat, I would already be on him.
And he can do this without going broke as well.
Oh, so Falendra has 104k. He could choose to call and still have about 70k behind.
Correct.
But even if he does flat, Yuvraj is always shoving there, right?
Sorry?
Even if he does call,
Yuvraj is always jamming there.
yeah. Unless Yuvraj wants to get tricky, see a flop. And in
No, he
the
can't.
mix-
I mean,
in the
he's
midst
gonna,
of all
he's gonna
this,
have like 4k left if he calls, so I don't think he's gonna do that.
All in.
Yuvraj is definitely getting him in the middle.
yes,
Sajal's
Sajal
made.
moves all
Yuvraj
in.
just can't believe his
Blue
luck
become
right
has
now.
pocket eights.
And
I'm sure he has pocket eights.
yeah,
Like,
you have, I believe you. I believe you. I
like,
believe you. I
That's,
believe
that's
you. I
where
believe
we
you.
are right now in this.
And ain't that a good price to call though?
Anita, by the end of it, is one
I
to
want
one
that.
and even call with the queen.
Okay.
Yeah, and dude right now, I mean, if it's pocket eights, he should have been folding everything there. I mean, if he is queens, that'd be really tragic, but dude really should have been folding that. We were talking about mistakes. That's definitely one that he's made.
Queen jack.
Ouch. And all of his Broadway outs, which were the only outs that he really needed, are
Yuvraj
all
cracking a
sitting
smile.
with everyone else.
No one has a spade.
Spade.
Let's chop it
Oh
up.
my God.
That's right.
Did Anita fold a spade?
I think so.
I think so.
The 9 of spades.
Oh my God. Anita would have spanned this.
Yuvraj, meanwhile,
I cover
back
him
to
and
some
I'm
actual
not-
poker.
I have more.
And not hypothetical stuff. Takes down a monster pot there.
2 eliminations.
2 eliminations and one person who gives him
95.
double his chips and the rest doing the same. So a massive bump and
17.
just like that. 382k in his stack.
What would you advise?
And he does
I
like,
didn't know
I would have
Yeah.
had all of you.
7.
Fish.
This is one
Yeah,
luck.
I get it.
This one luck.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
1-7,
There was no need for him to do that. That was actual harikiri there. How do you pronounce it? Harikiri? Harikiri?
Harikiri.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very impressed by Kunal's fold there with the pocket nines.
Absolutely.
It was quite tempting. for him.
I don't blame Sajal at all actually for this.
If you call, then I fold. Obviously.
Yeah, Sajal had a good hand. Pocket nines, probably the bottom of his calling range there. Yeah, had to do it. It's one of the spots.
One of those spots.
Farindra can't blame him at all. His second best hand in poker. He's definitely going all in
Just
there.
to deal.
So not quite a classic
should
cooler
win,
because
that's
the
I'm
classic cooler
surprised.
would have just been the aces and the kings. This was just super fun for Yuvraj.
For you, Raj.
For Yuvraj.
Yeah.
Tens are
And
Much better.
the worst thing is when you have aces and you get a walk and you
Raj come back from
Yeah.
his five.
That's the worst feeling
I hate that.
ever.
Especially when you've been running dead for a bit. And you're like, great, it's on my big blind, I've got aces, someone's gonna do something stupid.
Everyone folds.
Yeah.
Like, it happens to me every time. Or at least in my head it does.
You be
Raj
blind.
second in chips now, 328,000.
Fold. Fold.
And Mo gets out the way, 5 deuce off. Kunal, see you later, 7-3, 10-6. See you later. Ragani in the small blind. Limp.
Some blind on blind action.
Yes, indeed. Yuvraj has the mystery hand. It's dominated blind on blind action.
Check.
The top two stacks on this table will see a limp part.
You first.
And the flop brings
Check.
Raj on the middle pair. Suddenly Raj is hitting everything.
5,000. Call.
Literally pops out 5k. That's a pretty safe card.
Check.
I'm actually a little confused. What would you do here?
I'll check.
Continue or you check?
I'll check. The king
as
is a
well.
great card for you, Raj.
Yeah.
His two
So
pair
he's
is
out.
almost always good.
He's just opened himself up to being bluffed off it
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, so-
Or if someone calls and Vivek's going to take the line of bluffing this and the spade rolls off, he'll put himself in the spot. But in this particular case, it gets through because Vivek had pretty much nothing there, just queen high.
What Yuvraj did was every time he bets here, he gets all the worst hands to fold, all better hands to call. When he checks, it gives him a chance to get value.
Ruined, he says.
Keep the bluffs in.
Yes, I'm not sure.
Yeah, in case you didn't come into Goa, Goendi had a masterclass.
Small blind, big blind.
He did a poker coaching session with a couple of celebrities and notables, and that was pretty fun to
5,000
watch
four.
on his feed. He
I
was-
actually missed that. I think he sent me some links to the videos though. I do have to still watch those and give him my feedback from a technical standpoint. That's
Not to forget
free
the-
consultancy I give him
10,000.
on work because he gives me lots of poker advice for free rather than all the boot camp people who he
Cool.
charges, which is very sweet of him.
Fold.
also the IPC awards
You
on
first.
day one. That was quite fun. I think
Check.
Aditya and I
Yeah.
both missed it.
Yep. I wanted to be there. He couldn't be there.
10,000.
Had some other
Call.
stuff to do, unfortunately.
don't say nothing.
Bet from Ragani. Quick call from Anita with a live flush draw and a gut shot, and now top pair.
Check.
Easy life. 97% favorite. Ragani. Insta give up check. You can see the frustration in his check there.
25.
Casually tosses it a 25k chip. Ragani folds.
I don't think Anita has lost a hand on this table, has she?
Nope. Now over 300k. Beasting.
Easy game this for Anita
Small blind.
Hasanandani.
Big
I
blind.
said that right.
That button.
You did?
No, actually, I already started to shuffle. I don't know.
So we are six-handed. Sanil Gupta, the shortest stack at the table with 12 big blinds. We will be filling those two seats, players that we've just
Five,
lost.
five. Now five. Three you. Three.
No, Cameron done. I have a feeling he might get involved. He
Yes,
does.
you are right.
They can't ignore the suit and can't. What's it?
But they were suited.
But they were suited. Yeah, but they were suited.
Fold.
Yeah, Kunal Kemu comes in with the 5 suited.
Raise. 14.
I don't actually mind Kunal playing that hand. It sort of
Yeah, but I would have preferred him raising it, obviously. If you're gonna play
raising
anything.
is always the better thing to do. I mean, if
He's basically he's just unbalancing himself a little bit because now he has to sort of start limping
14,000.
his kings and aces as well.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's going to be very easy for people to exploit him. And
yeah, and which is why Vivek Roghani.
And not
I think
give him
Vivek
value.
Roghani would have done this with a lot,
yeah.
worse in this spot.
You first.
Ooh.
Check. You.
And even
Bingo,
worse is
bango.
him calling with the 5 deuce.
Yeah.
This is well.
I don't like that.
Check.
Gives up completely there.
Yuvraj.
And guess who's picked up a set? It's Yuvraj Chaudhary, who's running pretty good at the moment. It's a wet board, so I think he'll probably bet and take it down here, as opposed to letting anything run off. On drier boards with your set, you can definitely slow play it.
Yes.
This is super wet. This board. There's a lot.
Checking this would be a very big mistake. So easy folds for Kunal and Vivek.
3,000, 6,000.
And I think we have a new chip leader, Mr. Chaudhary now, with 430,000 chips. He's our new chip leader at this feature table. There you have it.
It's not too difficult to become a chip leader. All you need to do is pick up aces and get 3 people to call you. See, like you can see it, 25% of all the chips we play on the feature table in his hand. There is the action across the room. See Yudhishthir Jaswal, I can see Arjun Pasricha in the screen. I can see Santosh Suvarna. I can see many poker players, all the high rollers. Rajat Sharma, I can just make out. I can just tell by the way his posture and that he's in the green T-shirt on one of the back tables.
Yes.
He has a very distinct posture on the table, and it's not the white hair at all.
Call. Raise. 28,000.
Another
इस level के बाद
limping in with the 6s on the button. And a huge raise by Anmol to 28,000. These online kids, these guys.
Yeah. It's a beastie move because it puts Ace Jack in a bit of a spot, and I don't know. Again, now calling Ace Jack there, again, kind of weird. Not as strong as it looks as played. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
against the two, against I guess Anita's opening range here.
so Anita
I don't know,
limped. So I mean, Anita does not have to.
Oh, she's just limped.
She just limped.
Sorry, yeah, she
Yeah.
has just limped.
So Anmol made like a really massive raise. Kunal chose to flat. I think Kunal doesn't.
You know,
have-
Anmol's actually bet right there is as transparent as can be right there. It's literally let me bluff the amateurs off the pot by
Yeah,
betting it big.
that's what
It's
he's done.
exactly what he's done.
and Kunal came not buying any of that. He's coming along. So is Anita.
So flatting at the moment is actually going to.
And we're going to the flop.
This
90K
actually might
pot.
work out great for Kunal if an ace rolls off because I can't imagine Anmol
But who's
not barreling.
laughing now?
Yeah, exactly.
Anita Sandani casually flopping up full house there. 98%.
Boom, 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 and Anmol leading out. I told you he's gonna barrel that 28K. You should be looking to your right, dude. That's where the danger is. Stop looking to your left. He's just gonna fold. The danger is on your right, Anmol. Look to your right.
Fold.
There it is.
Call.
Smooth call. I love
Good
that.
call. I mean, Anmol will give up now. Warning bells will have gone up heavily. Actually does now pick up a little bit of a pair. Poor
Check.
Anmol, he should be very, very careful here. He insta checks, he hates that. A deuce rolling off. Doesn't
Yeah,
change
Mo's not
much.
putting any money in the pot anymore.
Check.
Yeah, can you
Fifty.
really get
A small tempting
anything
bet,
to fold with ace 5 here?
50k. And Anita in her mind is saying, please call me. I have a full house. Please.
She's like, please have a king, please have a king, please have a king.
And
Yes,
Mole-
and Mole thinking hard, is thinking why are these cards not 2 aces, which would have still been dead. He's also thinking,
Call.
why did I bet all that? Nice, respect. Anmol
Anmol
calls.
We did not realize that.
I thought he was just being really like. I thought Anita was just being folded and he was being really sweet and just showing
Just
him
showing him.
sixes,
That's
like,
what I
you know.
thought.
And Mole has made a call there.
That's a huge loss for Anmol.
You know, if you go and ask him though, like why he did that, he'd be like, well, now in that exact spot, I know exactly how to exploit her for forever, and that'll be his answer. He's the kind of guy that he'll win a bad hand
Yeah.
against you, and then he'll just remember it and exploit
And own
it,
you every time.
and then own you every time after that from that spot.
However, having said all of that,
Yes.
I think when you're playing amateurs, you should sort of play
Yeah,
very ABC and not do anything fancy.
they're not gonna have too many bluffs there. I mean,
And
she
as
could
I
just
was,
call you with ace 6, you know. That's 6, 7. So many hands that just
Yeah.
stone cold beat you. Calling there is really off.
Call.
and joining us at the table is Mr. Raj Kundra.
You have around 45.
Comes in with a call.
Me?
Queen 8 off.
60s
From the
before
UGG.
the hand. So,
Call.
Not in our picture just yet. You'll just get to see it in a moment.
Raise.
And Anita continuing
12.
her
1000 more.
fantastic run.
Beasting! She min clicks it.
Call.
Min click.
Kunal in the small blind now.
12.
Kunal also has an ace.
There's the deep breath she took in. I was talking about those live reads of what strength.
There you go. That's
Working
yeah,
actively
yeah.
to keep her breathing under control because inside she's a little bit nervous, as you can't blame her. Aces, they do get me excited in a tourney. They get me super scared.
You first.
Kunal and Anita go to a flop.
Yeah.
And terrible card.
Terrible
For
card
Kunal.
for
He's going to
Kunal.
lose a bunch of money.
Let's go check, check.
Flop and check, check. Kunal now loving his
15,000.
hand.
And please just smooth call this,
50,000.
Anita. Nicely done. And now a 5 is going to be horrible. A king or a jack's also going to be terrible because that will make Kunal feel a lot stronger about his hand.
Back to Kunal. 35,000 to call. Anita makes it 50k to go. I'll be very impressed if Kunal folds this.
Yeah, I mean he can't easily fold all this because a lot of 2-pair combos do get there. Got shots have got there as well. So it is foldable. I mean, given that he let out there, I would have also just called this. Same thing.
it's just probably me.
Same thing like you were saying, yeah.
Also, we don't know what the dynamic is between them. They have
Yeah,
played
they're
together
buddies
before,
also.
yeah.
They play a bunch together, I believe. Yeah, that kicker didn't change.
Wow.
Shows me ace and fold.
Very disciplined lay down there. Anita Hasandani with the pocket aces does not get paid off.
That is a genuine frown you can see on her face right now. She definitely wanted a bit more action with top set
If
there.
Anita watches the stream, she's never playing poker with you again. You have all her tails down.
That may be. Production team, can we do anything about that? Can we like
Just
limit-
mute
you just
Aditya
mute
throughout the
anytime I've been correct. I don't know why I'm asking for this. Finally, I'm making sense in life. No, that's the greed, the poker player. So wait, do you want to choose between like plus EV situations later or like bettering your profession? Plus EV situations in poker later on the off chance I play with
6,000
one
for
person at some point, possibly later.
Fork. Fork.
Anita is our chip leader now.
Steamrolling, getting involved again, picking up another ace.
12,000.
Rightfully so. I love playing a hand as soon as I've won one. That's a Doyle Brunson line for you. Prabhat Seni on the chat says 6-6 hand. Which one are you talking about? Oh, it must have been the 4-way 6-6 hand.
Four.
Yeah.
Four.
Could only be one.
Four. Three players. You first. Check. Check.
Once again, 7 players is the last level beginning.
12,000.
Three trap.
Four.
Flop. Raj
Four.
comes up with the best draw.
Draw to the nutters.
200 entries so far, guys.
So we go to the turn with two players.
Ooh, Jack.
Kunal picking up some equity with Jack. He is
आधा
7
घंटा है एक तो हो जाएगी अब तो क्या ज्यादा बड़ी बैट है
4.
and Rashid plays down the hand.
ये हो गई I think he just rebought himself
Do not hold that.
बहुत साली है उसके कुछ
Give me that ace. Let me make that call.
इसी के में रीबाई कर रहा है
I didn't see how much Raj Kundar's stack was.
Yeah, he got 167k at the moment, 17,000 to call. I like the fold
You
as
like
well.
to fold as well. I guess the nuts aren't getting paid too much.
Yeah, once there's a 4-card flush on the
Flush out
board,
there.
you're not really making too much money unless you 3-bet on the turn, which is again a big hole you can get yourself into.
You first. Fold. Fold.
King Queen fun
14.
roll. See how much she makes it.
Fold.
46.
2.2.
Alan.
So Sajal rips it all in with jacks, rightfully so.
Fold.
And we'll make this call. And we're off to the races. Sajal Gupta, right now player at risk,
Good luck.
needs to avoid a king or a queen. Ace, 9, 6, 2 spades, turn 7 diamonds, queen on the river. That's unfortunate. We lose Sajal Gupta from the high roller.
Good showing by Sajal. Played really well. Got that big hand against Yuvraj with the aces. Lost most of his stack and couldn't get anything going. We are back to 600. Anita steamrolling this table with 25% of the chips.
Interesting.
How many flash do you have? I thought the flash was
Vivek Rugani is quite down. He hasn't played a hand in quite some time.
Small blind, big blind.
Pacing himself.
You first. $12,000.
Anita, of course, has been extremely active. She has played very well, making a raise with the King Deuce now from UTG, slightly on the loser side. But the way she's playing and running, I don't
32.
think that's a big mistake.
Fold.
Anmol Shrivas doing what he does best, 3-betting
Fold.
the ace-8 of
Fold.
hearts.
Fold. Fold.
Mr. Kundra calls that 3-bet with King 10. And the Anmol gets a dream flop, crushing that board with top 2. Mr. Kundra only has a backdoor flush draw with the king 10.
26.
Anmol goes out and bets 26,000 to the spot.
Fold.
Should be an easy fold for Mr. Kundra. And Anmol getting back some of the chips that he's lost to Anita.
Only when it's all in. I just go like wait 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and then turn it. It's for the drama. The drama.
Where's the hype?
Huh?
Hype it up there. Maximum pay.
Everybody has a reasonably decent stack at this table. Shortest stack, Raj Kundra with 132,000,
blind.
close to, no, exactly 22
6,000.
blinds.
Yes.
No one is extremely short. Nobody is
Just
in
start.
danger of elimination. They have a decent stack to
Four.
play and negotiate this tournament.
Fold. Fold.
Raj Kundra limping in
Four.
with the queen jack offsuit from the cutoff. Over the small blind, Raj holds the small blind.
Fold.
He has the second worst hand in poker. Or maybe it's the third worst hand. Who cares? It's a really bad hand.
Flop.
Anita choosing to check.
Check you. Check.
Decent hand she's got in the big blind. Check, check,
Check.
flop. We got the
Check.
turn. It's another king. Both the players check quickly.
Check.
And Raj has flopped a queen on the river. Checks, shows it down, cleans up the pot. Adds about
Small
15k to a stack. And Anita got away. She lost for her. Probably the first hand she's lost, so I don't see her complaining.
With over 2 crore prize pool at the moment.
There you have it. Most of the table has more than 200k chips.
It's your wish.
Raj Kundra bringing up the rear at this table. Still has 20 plus big blinds. Nothing to worry about.
6,000 to call.
Okay, once again to those who want to join one hand
Call.
satellite, guys, one hand satellite. Please
Call.
proceed to table 25.
Fold. Fold. Fold.
Anita,
Check.
smooth calls there from the
Keep
small
left.
blind. Getting tricky. Disguising her hand. 3-way to the flop.
You first. Check you.
And if an ace is 6
Check.
flop, but nobody has any piece of this flop. Anita, of course, with the best hand.
6,000.
She has 2 pairs now.
Good.
Kunal betting
Fold.
out.
Fold.
6k bet. Anita does not believe Kunal coming along. And we go to a turn.
Check.
Turn brings a 10.
Check.
Both players check.
Your card. Number 3 already.
And the river brings
25.
a full house for Anita.
You made me lose 10
She
k.
can literally do nothing wrong tonight.
You would have not single bullet.
Everything she's touched has turned to gold.
I've lost either.
Kunal sees the time. It's time to fold, he says, and he gets away from that hand.
What's up, bro? How are you?
No, I was
Harsh
talking
Grover, ARSH, not H. It's A. R S H G R O V.
We are playing
150 starting.
6k
Who got change?
with a 6k big blind ante.
Can I get some change, please?
Small.
Give me like 50.
Small blind.
Just in
blind.
5 keys if you can. Okay.
Joining the table in the black hoodie is Arj
Bring it
Grover,
to
a notable
You
player.
small blind.
Thank
You
you.
big blind. Answer. You first.
He's one of the best poker players in the country.
Yeah, just 5 of these is good.
Fold.
Perfect. Thank you. Re-entered.
12,000 raise.
What's the name for the one hand satellite
Four.
for the high roller bet?
Raj Kundra now
Two
finding
more spots.
a real hand. Pocket tens, good enough to
Fold.
raise.
2 more spots for the 1,000.
12,000.
Finding no action
Fold.
behind
Yeah,
him.
we're putting it
It's
here.
up to the small blind, and Mole does not have a decent
Fold.
hand there. Maybe wants to fold.
3 players.
He does call though. What do I know about poker?
You first. Check. Check. Check.
मेरे को एक सेकंड लगा कि मैंने लिम्प पे ऐसे फोल्ड तो नहीं कर दिया, आइसो कर देता.
The flop and turn,
Yeah.
not the best for Raj's hand.
Right, the 6.
And Mole to have some equity with the clubs. Bets out. And very tough call for Raj Kundra here with the pocket tens. The jack and ace overcards to his hand.
4.
He does call somehow. Great call by him. He still has the best hand. Mole, however, would want to bluff this pot. He's invested
Olive.
in the pot and he will move all in. That's a great and very aggressive move by Mole. He has a feel that Raj does not have the ace and he's putting max pressure trying to get folds from hands like Jack X, and obviously the miss flush draw is fold all the while. What would be really sick would be Raj making this call. Of course, it's extremely difficult, and I would fold here 100 out of 100 times. And yeah, that's what Raj decides to do. Does the right thing. However, in this case, he has
This is being live streamed,
taken
no? We're on the
advantage of
feature.
pocket
You
tens, the
forgot?
best hand.
Yes.
For those who are already signed up for the
YouTube and Facebook.
But it's getting
kindly
tricky.
proceed to table
Picking
25.
up 56,000 extra chips. Moving up to
They're
350,000
now going to
now.
start. It's a big out game.
Blind, big blind.
Big out
Vivek
game.
Rugani hasn't played a hand for some time.
What's in for the high roller?
And whenever he's played, he's not gone to showdown, which means he's either won by bluffing or has folded.
4. 4.
Anita picking up another playable hand, is queen of suits from the cutoff. She definitely want to get in the action. She of course has been very active on this table. Chip leading at the moment.
Public taking. Now people will watch.
And
You need to give your
meanwhile, joining the table is Papa Palod. Anup Palod, a very notable player in the field. He's been part of the poker circuit for quite some time. Joining the action. We are a full house again, 8-handed. Arsh Grover, pocket tens, good enough. He's all in.
Count.
144,000. Sticks it right in. Probably his first hand at this table. And Peter, what a time to join us.
Thanks, man. I've been hearing a bit about the action that's going on at this feature table.
It's been crazy. Anita has been steamrolling this table. But
Here she's been getting into a couple of hands with Kunal, and he's not shying away from tangling with the big stack of Nicholas and Mali.
and Anita does call, putting out that 132,000. Ace queen versus pocket tens.
Classic race.
Good luck.
Is it me or has Arsh Grover shrunk a little bit? Whatever you're doing, bro. I mean, the keto is really. Is it? I'm guessing it's keto. It's like the fad in the poker world.
Pocket tens, clips
Kings
on the
alive.
floor.
That is the card that Arsh Grover wanted to have a look at.
Anita still
A little bit of a sweat.
no bueno. Pocket tens holds. Arsh Grover takes that pot down.
149. 135.
And what a welcome he's
140,
got on the
144.
table.
Yeah.
Pocket tens, nice little double up.
144.
All right, I take back all my keto jokes.
Anita still has a very decent stack. She still got more than 300,000 chips. And Yuvraj Chaudhary, by virtue of that hand, becomes our chip leader with 415,000.
I want to get back to all the keto jokes that I was making. Well, not the keto jokes per se, but just the way that poker players off late have been very, very conscious about getting their
That's
health
true. That's
into
true.
order.
That's true.
And
Ice cream. I'm
Ice cream's always
not the
good,
one
even in the
who's
commentary booth.
getting into healthy stuff at the moment. But-
Clearly, I'm with Richie in the same boat, literally and figuratively. So, hey, but the players who are serious about the game, the pros who are wanting to do well for themselves, they are tackling not just the physical aspect, but the mental aspect as well.
Yes.
There are so many apps like Prime Mind and things like that, which have been released by notable players abroad.
Yes.
And these are the kind of things that players from India are sort of starting to get into, because they want to be at that level where mind and body is functioning at its absolute optimum. So you see that across a lot of these young players, especially Ash Grover is a young 20-something player, and for players like him and many others who are really taking the effort to get their health and mental strength in order is something that has taken off in a big way, especially in the last year or so.
Absolutely. I think poker players in the last maybe couple of years have been very focused about health, and probably in the last 1 year or so, mental health has become a very something which a lot of players have been paying a lot more attention to. And mental coaching, mental health. A lot of poker players are taking breaks, going on vacation. I was speaking to Vinod. He took a scuba diving vacation.
Fantastic.
He told me how it helped him to calm down while at the poker table. It helped him with his breathing, which is a large part of your tells at the table. So I also know for a fact Maria has been doing some mental coaching, helping players improve their stability and emotional aspect in poker. So that has been huge. I think it has helped a lot of players evolve into better individuals. And I think that's great. I think that's great for the game as well as their health, because poker players are usually associated with like a bad, unhealthy lifestyle. Just
It's
like
a very
mine.
sedentary sport. It's pretty much sitting at the tables and grinding away for like 8 or 9 hours at a stretch. That can lead to many, many unhealthy habits, whether it's food-wise or lack of exercise and things like that.
That's true.
So I think a lot of them have decided to tackle that head-on by getting into a space where they work on their fitness, and from there on, like Richie has mentioned, there are so many of these apps and mental coaches that are out there who are working with players. In order to get themselves in the absolute best shape possible to take on, high quality opposition. It's probably the reason why many of these youngsters have done well for themselves on the international stage. We have 3 bracelet winners in India now, WSOP bracelet winners. For those of you who don't know, that's sort of like the Olympics of the sport. And to win a bracelet pretty much ensures that you're immortal in the poker world. 3 Indian players have it, and 3 in 3 years, which is pretty incredible as far as hitting that is concerned. I don't really expect anything less to happen in the coming years. India should figure prominently at the World Series of Poker going ahead. But here we are at the India Poker Championship at this feature table of the 100K High Roller. There's a lot of smiling faces around. Arsh Grover, an even bigger smile than before, considering he took off a nice chunk of chips from your chip leader in the screen right now, Anita Snandani.
Yeah.
Nice, pretty solid talent playing at this table tonight.
Anup has been paying a lot of attention to his health. He looks
He's
amazing.
another player. He's gone on to the keto diet, I believe, and he's done well for himself. He's looking slim, he's looking fit, and hey, he's at the final table, so he's at the feature table, I beg your pardon. So obviously doing things right. It's a star-studded feature table here with folks from television land, from Bollywood, and we have Raj Kundra at the table as well, from notable businessmen, and been associated with the poker industry as well for the past several years.
And something that I've noticed, Anmol has been always raising whenever Anita limps. Anita has limped a couple of times, and Anmol even this time making a big 3-bet, a big raise in fact, making it 22 to go.
And she's going to be stubborn about it and make sure that she's coming along for the ride. We want to see that flop,
You
which
first.
is 10-5 jack.
Yes, you.
Something for both of them. Anita getting the better of that flop for sure.
The mid pair well ahead of Anita Sanandani.
Anita and Anmol also played a really big pot where Anita got the better of him and Anmol lost quite a bit.
Call.
Right, so he's looking for a little bit of revenge there.
He needs help. And that is not the card that he was looking for.
25.
Boy, nothing much to work with here.
Anita leading here, 25,000 chips.
Just the 5 of spades that is hit. That's pretty much down to that one outer miracle card.
Yeah. I should have bet with you, no?
Ooh,
Over 200.
he's going to put in some raising chips.
Anmol never afraid to get aggressive. He is played it back to Anita. Anita.
This is going to put some kind of a pause on Anita's thinking here because Anmol Shrivats could very well have raised with an ace-king. We know, of course, that that isn't the case, but it'll certainly give some food for thought as far as her making this call is
75
concerned.
call.
75,000 to call.
Call.
Anita does make the call. She doesn't believe Anmol has anything. She also has like a very strong hand. River does nothing for Anmol. And let's see how Anita plays this. Anita checks. And Anmol has only one option to win this hand, which is bluff.
I think that's a great check. Sort of sets up a trap.
Alan.
Anmol going for the max
Wow.
pressure. He's all in.
Anita's not going to be happy to see that.
It's a big bluff by Anmol. It's going to be a tough call for Anita as well.
Wow, she has made the call. If my lip reading is correct.
She might have
Ask for a count.
asked for a count,
All right.
or
Yeah, she's
she
definitely
might be
asked for a count.
mouthing something.
Yeah. I believe a subtle F-bomb might have been dropped, and the hands in the air certainly indicate that she's definitely thinking about him having an ace-king down.
Action.
Anmol Shrivats, ladies and gentlemen,
Boy,
Putting-
this is a hell of a hand.
putting it all in with the 5 pair. Very gutsy move here.
$500,000 in the pot already. A little over $500,000.
Anita Hasandani has to call almost all of her stack. She's got 224 and the call is for 211. It's a very tough spot for her. She does have a very strong hand and we know she's the best hand, but of course there are a lot of straight possibilities and better hands that could beat Anita's hand.
Account you want?
Yeah, her throat's parched. She's asked for some water. Certainly a decision that's putting her to the test. Very well. Whatever the outcome of this hand, very well played by Anmol Shrivats. It's the only way he could have won this hand, and he was fearless in making sure that he puts his opponent to the test by making that all-in move. She is not a happy camper. And another F-bomb pretty much signifies exactly what kind of a dharam sankat she's in right now.
Yeah.
That's right. Get her another bottle, guys.
Anita Hasanandani opting for a very different strategy. It's called the getting some water first strategy. Trying to figure out what Anmol could have at this moment. She's staring him down, trying to get a read of him. Anmol, of course, a very experienced player, has been around for quite some time. Very, very strong, all in. Huge move. And Anita's laid it down.
Wow.
It's not
You know what I would like if Anmol shows his hand?
Oh yeah. Oh, she is gonna like rip her hair out if he does that.
But you know what? I think that's a great fold by Anita. I mean, the line Anmol has taken represent nothing but, only by the hands. And Anita can beat a few combos, but she sort of has one of the weaker two-pair combos.
That's true. It could have very well. I mean, I've been saying ace king all this while,
Yeah,
but
we're
she
gonna
could have
get
just
to know by
as
the
well,
break.
be looking at a pair in. Or assume that Anmol Shivats had a pair and he turned a set or reversed a set. Tough,
small
tough
blind,
hand.
big blind.
But despite losing that chunk of chips, she's still in it
Long.
with a fairly healthy stack of just over 220,000.
6,000.
Alright guys,
6,000.
now
You're close.
207.
Anmol Shivats
Yes. You're close.
taking that pot down and also the chip lead along with it,
40,000
over
base.
500,000 chips.
I tell you what, Rishi, I think we will definitely have one more person who's going to log into this live webcast a little while later to see exactly what went down.
Yeah, that's one viewer we've already earned by default.
Harsh go with a small pair of fours,
Fold.
makes that call.
Fold.
Raj Kazra making that fold.
It's the Batman. Who also folds.
Fold. Fold.
And he
Don't
does-
do it, Anita. You might be steaming a little bit now, but don't do it. Don't do it.
Stop.
Anita chooses to fold that. She's gonna take a breather.
You first.
Well now.
And more Shivats, the most aggressive player on this table, is up against a set.
This could spell a little bit of trouble to his stack.
30,000.
I have a feeling Harsh is going to play it real coy.
Yeah. I already like the fact that Arsh has not expressed chips, not done anything. It's a board that does not connect to both the players.
Excellent composition
Taking
of
his
his
time.
face. Yep. That's right. Reeling them in to the
And
pot.
that's a great card for Anmol to bluff again. He chooses to check now. Getting a little cautious. Once Anmol checks, I think Arsh is also going to be checking this board.
I think the effects of the last hand might still be playing on the rest of the table. So Harsh definitely thinking about what he wants to do here, and he's going to continue his aggression.
Arsh is going to bet. Arsh does not want to give any free cast to any flush draws. We're also getting word from the production team that we're going to soon end the stream and the feature table.
But you can still follow all the action at the various media partners here at the India Poker Championship. You've got coverage from Poker Shots, Poker Guru, and Gut Shot
Great.
Magazine. Check out their various websites,
1,35,000.
their Facebook, YouTube, and even Instagram for all the updates from this feature table.
And look what Mr. Srivats has done.
Kind of expected that. He's using the king as the
The
scare
man
card
does
he
not like
believes.
to lose a hand.
Yeah, yeah.
He just does not want to give up.
And with those new earned chips, he's going to be trying to get this one out too. But Arsh Grover really liking the way he's presenting himself at the table here. That, folks, is a rock solid poker face, giving nothing away.
Fold.
And smooth calling that. That's a beautiful call. I'm super excited to see what the river is because that could change so much. Imagine if Anmol gets a queen. Wow. That seals the deal for
It's a full house, but
Arsh Grover.
Anmol Shrivats might consider this a really good card to put out another bluff. Nope, he's chosen to check.
Break.
And Arsh Grover at this moment is just thinking one thing. How much?
कितना मिलेगा? कितना और मैं निकाल सकता हूँ?
That's actually exactly what he's
So
thinking.
far, guys, you still have 10 minutes to get in for a high roller event. Alright,
So while Harsh thinks about making a
Please
decision,
mark in turn at all
we will be
times.
ending the stream.
And if
It's
the
been
viewers are stuck on the
a
table,
great
once
time
again,
watching
more, thank
the
you very
stars
much.
on this table.
10-minute break, guys. 10-minute break.
And more Srivats, what a great showing by him.
Alan. Fall.
And
Harsh moved all in, and Anmol Srivat's folds the hand. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to say goodbye to you. It's the end of this webcast from the 100K High Roller at the India Poker Championship. With me, Richard Harihasom. Richard, it's been a crazy final feature table.
I think the last 30 minutes has been like,
Yeah.
like
Pretty good way to
exhilarating.
end the proceedings here.
Yeah, and it was also really fun to see the celebrities, the poker pros all going up against each other. And that's a great showing, a great temperament. Everybody was having a good time, sharing a smile or two. It was amazing to watch. It was super fun as always, having Peter Abraham with me in the booth. So that's it from us. We will see you tomorrow for the telecast of the IPC 100K final table as well. And we will start the main event tomorrow, which is going to be a 3.5 crore guarantee tournament. And a lot of
3.25.
3.25, always keeping me honest. So that's going to be fun to watch. Please join us and watch us on YouTube and Facebook. And you can continue watching and getting updates from Poker Shots, Poker Guru, and Gutshot Magazine. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow.